Hello and welcome to News Desk. We're reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. I am Imifono Kon. Former Chief of Policy and Plans, Nigerian Army, retired Lieutenant General Lamidi Adeosun, has raised alarm over the escalating insecurity ravaging Nigeria's middle belt, blaming it on a complex interplay of ethno-religious tensions, elite manipulation, land disputes, and weak governance structures. The retired general stated this while delivering the first distinguished lecture series organized by the Center for Peace and Security Studies at Lagos State University, titled Strategies for Tackling Insecurity in the Middle Belt, An Insider's Perspective. Adeosun called for an urgent recalibration of Nigeria's national security strategy, warning that without context-sensitive responses rooted in local realities, the country risks a breakdown of state authority and regional stability. He stressed that insecurity in the region comprising Benue, Plateau, Nasarawa, Kogi, Taraba, Niger, and part of Kaduna and the FCT had become deeply entrenched due to decades of structural neglect and the weaponization of identity politics. In a related development, a group under the auspices of the Zamfara Cycle Community Initiative has urged Nigeria government to forge a collaboration with the northwestern states to develop a comprehensive security strategy that would dislodge the region of terrorists. This follows the killing of over 35 abductees and the displacement of 55,000 people in about 15 communities in the Kosau and Bukoyom local government areas of Zamfara recently by the terror groups.
Have escalated alarmingly with a more notable increase in frequency and devastation. For example, Fegi Mahe village in the local government was completely ransacked with over 5,000 people displaced. Also, 11 communities in Bukim local government with over 50,000 people were displaced. A levy to be paid in gold was imposed on 4 communities by the bandits. Unfortunately, despite all this, the federal government's response has been grossly inadequate, characterized by a lack of genuine commitment and consistent effort to address the crisis.
The bandits killed people in the mosque and adopted some, killed farmers on their farms and adopted some. We are begging anybody who can assist to ensure an end to this insecurity. People are suffering from hunger.
Nigeria is struggling with an unrelenting wave of insecurity that has left its citizens living in fear, with killings, kidnappings, and banditry plaguing every region. From separatist violence in the southeast to ritual killings in the southwest, farmer-herder clashes in the middle belt, and terrorism in the north, the country is pleading, while the government pours billions into infrastructural projects, raising questions about misplaced priorities. We bring you a commentary.
As violence and kidnapping surge in Nigeria's southeast, separatist agitation led by the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has fueled a number of killings and kidnappings. The group sit-at-home order, meant to demand the release of its leader Nnamdi Kanu, has sparked violence with gunmen torching businesses and attacking civilians. In Enugu, banks and shops shot in fear after recent attacks. Kidnappings for ransom have skyrocketed, with criminal gangs exploiting the region's chaos. The ongoing trial of Kanu, which resumed in February 2025, has only deepened tensions, paralyzing economic activities and leaving residents on edge.
Unknown government, man, do attack now. Unknown government. Live you Nubo. Live you Nubo. Go roundabout. Go roundabout. No government. Unknown government. Passing no more, no Biafra, no freedom. ndị agbawu mmadụ maka onye a na-agwa.
While ritual killings cast a dark shadow in the southwest, once a relatively peaceful haven is now haunted by ritual killings tied to criminal syndicate and cultism. In Oyo Osun State, so-called Yahoo Plus ritual human sacrifices for wealth or power have claimed numerous lives, with victims abducted and mutilated.
What's your name? You.
Kelly.
You. What's your say when I want to make when I come this gate?
Uncle also.
Uncle also. Which kind also?
Yahoo also.
Huh?
Yahoo also.
Yahoo. Now I want to do Yahoo.
What not be the Yahoo Plus said? I want to confess.
Udah go the BST overboard. Wow. For it is car, Klota. It's only those that live behind the flavor. You are the papa car for crocodile. For partner you.
Armed banditry and communal clashes intensify in the Middle Belt, with states like Plateau and Benue as battlegrounds for banditry and farmer herders clash. In March 2025, nearly 400 people, including 287 school children, were abducted in Kaduna State. The Northeast, home to Boko Haram and ISWAP, saw over 2,226 deaths in the first half of 2025, surpassing 2024's toll. A May 2025 ISWAP attack in Marite underscored the group's growing strength, with armed groups offering loans to vulnerable youths.
The armed bandits are indigenous. They were born and brought up in Zamfara State. But the way you can only suspect of the issue of the foreign elements. You know, Nigeria has more than 4,000 kilometers borders, both on the sea and both on the land. And the Nigerian states, 18 states in Nigeria, share border with some foreign country.
With billions on infrastructure and little security, the Tinubu administration claims to have neutralized 13,500 terrorists since 2023. But insecurity has worsened, with over 10,000 deaths in central and northern Nigeria in 2 years. Military operations like Hadenkaya and Hadendarin Daji are hampered by poor equipment and allegations of human rights abuses. Meanwhile, the government has prioritized costly projects, including airport renovations and state buildings renamed in the president's honor.
The total rehabilitation will mean, just for transparency, to let the public know, that we are going to strip it down to only the carcass, and then do the complete M&E again. Mechanical, electrical, plumbing, everything, to have a brand new airport. The completion period is 22 months, and the total cost will come up to 712 billion, 258 million, 565,482 naira, 18 kobo.
Critics argue that these expenditures highlighted in government bulletins divert resources from urgent security needs. They are building highways while we are dying, said a displaced farmer in Benue State. Poverty, unemployment and illiteracy are the primary drivers of Nigeria's insecurity. In 2024, inflation hit 34.919%, pushing youth into crime. The North, uneducated Fulani herders are easy recruits for bandits, while weak governance and corruption enable arms smuggling. The crisis cost Nigeria 8% of its GDP in 2021 alone, with 7.8 million displaced and food insecurity soaring due to abandoned farmlands, say a UN security report. Experts urge a shift in priorities to job creation, free education, and stronger security coordination, including reviving nomadic education in the north, mediating farmer-herder disputes without urgent people-centered policy. The country risks further descent into chaos, with trust in government eroding as fast as its security. Florence Joshua reporting for Clearview News Desk.
In another development, a founding member of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Professor Jerry Ghana, has claimed that former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi will defeat any contender in Nigeria's northern state if he contested on the PDP platform. Speaking on a program, Ghana said Peter Obi has an edge in PDP due to the party's strong, formidable structure and past victories. Reflecting on the PDP's roots, the PDP chieftain reminded Nigerians of the party's grassroots strength and its pivotal role in restoring democratic governance. Speaking on recent party conflict, he downplayed their scale, stating that the crisis between few elites in Abuja while the grassroots is unaffected. Ghana, who served in key roles during Nigeria's transition to democracy, including Minister of Information and Cooperation from 1999 to 2003 under President Obasanjo, also hinted at equity in party zoning, adding that in 2031 it will be the turn of the North. Bianca Udemoku Ojukwu, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, has appealed for calm as some Ghanaians demand the deportation of Nigerians from their country. The minister, who spoke during a joint press briefing in Ghana, said the viral videos in which a protest staged by Ghanaians demanding that Nigerians be sent back to their home country, alleging that their behavior does not align with Ghanaian values, had caused anxiety, necessitating a visit to the country for a first-hand assessment of the situation. She, however, stated that there was no cause for alarm as the Ghanaian government is handling the situation effectively. The minister, while speaking with the press, explained that they had met with some of the leaders and individuals involved in a bid to de-escalate tensions. Meanwhile, Ghana's Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel said the ministry is addressing the matter and has met with some leaders of the Nigerian community. He assured Nigerians living in Ghana of government protection, stating that there were no plans of mass deportation. He, however, advised Nigerians in Ghana to be law-abiding and avoid criminal activities. Meanwhile, a Kwara State High Court sitting in Ilorin, the state capital, has sentenced Abdurrahman Bello to death by hanging for the murder of 24-year-old Afsor Lawal, a final-year student of the Kwara State College of Education, Ilorin. Delivering judgment after 4 months of trial, Justice Hannah Ajayi found Bello guilty of killing the victim, who was reportedly his Facebook lover. The bribed suspect and 4 other accomplices were in February slammed with 4 counts of criminal conspiracy, culpable homicide, possession of human part, and armed robbery. The court, however, discharged and acquitted 4 co-defendants who were initially arraigned alongside Bello after he confessed to committing the crime alone. Recall that Bello, who identified himself as an Islamic cleric, confessed to killing Lawal for money rituals, claiming he needed human hands for the purpose. U.S. President Donald Trump has officially imposed a new 15% import tariff on Nigeria and several other African countries, including Zimbabwe, Zambia, Uganda, Ghana, Malawi, among others. This development was announced in an executive order issued by the White House on Thursday, titled Further Modifying the Reciprocal Tariff Rates. The executive order also included varied tariff rates for other countries. South Africa, Libya, and Tunisia were each hit with higher rate 30% for South Africa and Libya and 25% for Tunisia. Other non-African nations affected by the reversed tariffs include the United Kingdom 10%, India 25%, and Japan 15%. This action follows an earlier executive order issued on April 2, 2025, in which the U.S. announced plans to implement new import tariffs on a range of countries worldwide, including Nigeria. And that's the news. You can follow up on latest events and happenings around you via social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Clearview News Desk. Many thanks for watching. I am Imefon Okon.